Hi, this is C.L.S. All-in-One, and we're going to be mounting a spoiler today on a 2014 Camaro. This is a OEM style spoiler, so it should have a nice factory look to it. So let's get started. So for tools, we're going to be using some wire stripping pliers, a punch with a fine tip, a hammer, drill with a 5/16 bit, a smaller Phillips screwdriver, and a larger Phillips screwdriver. Here's a look at the spoiler. It's SS OEM style, and it comes pre-painted. And I got it from eBay. Alright, the first step is going to be installing these tabs on the bottom of the spoiler. These tabs have an adhesive strip on the bottom where the hole is, and you're going to attach those to the bottom of the spoiler. There'll be 6 holes on the spoiler where these tabs attach to. So we're going to be putting 6 of these on total. Now we're going to be using these pliers to remove the interior panel on the bottom side of the trunk. So we're going to slide up underneath these tabs, and we're just going to rock it back and forth and pull outward, and eventually they'll pop out there. So you want to do that for all the tabs, and once you're done, we're going to go ahead and pull this panel off now. And now we can go ahead and close the trunk. So now we're going to go ahead and line up the spoiler, and we're going to want to eyeball as close as we can, make sure all the gaps are even, and then we'll take some measurements to get it all perfect. Alright, once that spoiler is in position, we'll want to go ahead and tape the tabs in place. So we're going to apply a piece of tape on the top of the tab and the bottom of the tab. I'm using some masking tape here. So we want to do that for every tab. Now we're going to go ahead and pull the spoiler off. And those tabs will stay in place if you have them taped. And now we're going to use our punch with that fine tip, and we're going to punch in the very center of these holes. You don't need to get carried away, just barely tap and make a fine point for each hole. And that'll give your drill a guide to follow. So you want to drill a nice and level. And get all the way through. We're going to go all the way across there and get every hole there. Now go ahead and remove the tape and the tabs. Clean out the trunk and be careful not to scratch your car. And now we're going to remove these tabs on the inside of the trunk lid. There's some rubber plugs here. They're pretty easy to take off. So the holes you drilled should line up perfect with these plugs here. We got 6 different holes here, and they should all line up with the holes you drilled perfect. Alright, so we have some foam washers here with some adhesive backing, and I'm going to attach those on top of the trunk here, centered with the holes. So we're going to use our smaller screwdriver and start attaching the spoiler. So we're going to go ahead and set it on there and get it centered as close as we can. Then go ahead and lift up the trunk and secure the outside edges of the spoiler. So we're going to get the 4 screws on the outside, and we're just barely going to tighten those. We're not going to snug them up yet. Now we're going to use our larger screwdriver and get the 2 center holes. And again, we're not snugging these up yet, we're just barely tightening them. Now, once you have all the screws in place, you go back and snug them all up. And after you got them all snug, you can go ahead and put your interior panels back on. And here's a look at the spoiler now that I'm all done. Has a nice clean look to it. Alright, thanks for watching. This is C.L.S. All-in-One. Please subscribe.